Well, good evening and welcome to the Tier-2 stream of IRC. We are going to round 8 and we're going to Hungary. It's a fast-flowing circuit. Tier 2 boys should be putting up a good show for us. Turn one's probably the main what do you tell overtaking spot, and we will be also waiting to see if there is any kind of different weather predictions or weather forecasts for the race. Let's quickly go on to the track video and track map so that we can then start talking about the track itself. 14 turns. It's a 4.38 kilometer track. There are there's only one DRS zone, and that's the start finish straight. It's not much of elevation changes, and yeah, the curbs are pretty much deadly over here.
Of the Hungaroring here in Budapest in Hungary. Now, preparing yourself for turn 1, you want to be on the left hand side. Watch out for the DRS board on the exit. Now, watching your braking at just between the 150, so around 75 meters. Take an early apex, avoid the curb on the outside on the exit as it will unsettle the car. Preparing yourself for turn 2, you want to be braking just before the 50-meter mark on the left. Take a narrow line, cut back and swing the car into this right-hander using all the track on the left-hand side. Preparing yourself for this high-speed corner, you want to be on the right-hand side, flick the car into the left. Take a wide line for this one. Short shift on the exit, but be careful as you go over the curbs. Braking just before the curb starts for this chicane. You want to short shift again to get a good traction out of that corner. Now, for the S's, you want to take experiment with a lot of lines here. You can stay off the curbs in the race as it will save your tires. Now, for turn 9, you want to flick the car in. Make sure your minimum speed is extremely high. And for this one, braking just before the curb starts on the left hand side. Be careful over the curbs. Now, for the most technical corner on this track where you're braking and turning at the same time, you want to balance the car with the throttle on the exit. And for this last corner, take a narrow line in these cars. You want to put the power down as early as possible, get good traction, and that's a lap of Hungaroring.
Well, that looked like a pretty fast lap from our very own Dan, the SSJassassin. Let me quickly introduce the combox. We have myself, harryrox24, who will be commentating alongside Yaddy Virus. Hi, Yaddy Virus.
Hey everyone, how's everything
And
going?
yeah, and we have a streamer who will probably be mute for the rest of the stream. A couple who's also a very fast, probably the championship leading driver in Tier 1 right now. Well, do you have any clue about the strategies over here? Because there are a mix of strategies over here, Virus.
I don't think I have actually. I've driven quite less at this track. I know that you can burn your tires really quickly if you don't watch after it. So, I'm willing to bet on one stoppers for everyone.
Well, a one-stopper would probably be a safe medium hard if people are not able to, the drivers are not able to take care of their tires or massage their tires, as Vettel spoke about Hamilton a few seasons back. Or they might do a brave soft medium, which is very ballsy. It would be very risky, but the plus point is that you would have track position on this track and a faster, fresher, softer tire set towards the end on the mediums. The plus point would the problem over there is that you have a risk of getting overtaken on the start finish straight. You have to be very conservative on your tires. You shouldn't get into a spin, or you shouldn't have too much of wheel spin, all of these things. And yeah, it's a very tough track to overtake, as we've seen historically, both IRL and in the game itself, in our league, especially when the drivers are very close, as the Tier 2 grid is currently. Is it possible to have a look at the championship standings at the moment? Well, we can, thanks to couple. So RB is right now leading the championship standings, the lead driver champion on this particular table, which is just after the Mexican GP, if I'm not wrong. He's leading with a 10-point. He has a 10-point lead over Anish Montero in the Williams. As you can see, Streeter a close P3 with 74 points to his name, and he's actually on the same points as Faizan, who's racing for Alfa Romeo in P4. Assassin not very far off with from Aditya again equal on points, 57 each. The constructor standings, as we can see, is Williams with 112 points to their name, and they are leading the championship in the constructor side. Mercedes is a close 99 points away, a 13-point deficit. Ferrari not very far off as well, a 14-point deficit with an 85 points to their name. Alfa Romeo again 3 points off, but they seem to be having the potential, but not yet proving it at the moment. With Faizan currently the lone driver in the on the grid. Well. Look at what we have. The weather forecast. It's a full wet quali and it's thunder showers in the race start, which will go to heavy rain as we progress through the race. So it's a full wet weekend or full wet session in terms of quali and race for us tonight. And we have 15 drivers, a decent 15 drivers on grid who will be putting on a good show. The tires for choice seem to be Inters at the moment for the Haas of Abi 20. And as couple can get the stream sorted. Yadi, have you ever raced on this track in a league race at
I
this
have
point?
actually, not an F1 though. So rain, that's tricky. I don't think it's going to be easy, at least maintaining lap time there. But as we saw earlier in the replay, these guys can keep their cars together. So
Well, we'll have to keep having a lookout. And as we say that, RB20 will probably be the first driver out on track who's gonna be on a hot
yeah,
lap.
he's on a timed lap.
Yeah, and he's going through turn one right now. Brake pretty clean, just on the apex. He gets a clean exit on the second gear. That's good. I don't know if he's on medium traction, but still kudos to that because it's a pretty tough traction zone over there because it goes downhill, it goes dipping downhill. That kink is supposed to be flat in the
I think
dry,
it's
but
supposed to
again,
be a flat,
yeah.
this time thing lifts, lifted quite a lot actually.
Well, it's still the banker laps, it's still the initial lap time, so I think they can go easy because the biggest risk of quali in the rain is pushing too hard. You're going to go into the barriers, into the wall, and lose it, and yeah, that'll be the end of quali. So they might as well prefer doing a conservative lap time rather than killing their chances later on. Doing the final lap, yeah, you can understand pushing all the way through. And he has an electric, a slow electric who's on an out lap right ahead of him. I don't know if he's going to get impeded. Definitely a lot of dirty and
Oh,
electric
that's
absolutely not moving out of the way. I
not
don't know if
good.
this was because of electric not seeing him or some kind of desync issue, but yeah, go on, Yadi.
That was a pretty good lap for he. I don't think Electric saw him coming because he usually would move out of there if he were in a situation like that.
Well, doesn't matter anymore. Championship P2 right now. He's gotten a P1, provisional P1, a pole position with a 128.3. Pretty fast lap times. The fastest lap time I've seen in the world standings and time trials in the wet was probably around 27 or 26. But again, that's on full wet, so really no comparison to check out. Paras, who's just put in a very slow lap time of a 46.3. Meerkat Initiate goes fastest now, and SSJassassin goes even faster than him. They've entered the 27s right now, a 10th difference between the top two. Monterio probably is gonna do a much faster lap time later because the track seems to be ramping up. There's supposed to be a line forming right now, and then they'll get better, I presume. Talking about these drivers, as we say that, the Ferrari of Shashank,
Shashank.
and resets on track and goes completely to the side, probably letting the Red Bull and the Alpine over there pass. Itzel right now on a hot lap, it looks like. He's going through the first sector right now, that left-hander kink, which is not flat for sure, but definitely fast. And as we say that, Heinsberg puts in a lap time. We have RB Ferrello putting in a lap time. Electrip has put in a lap time as well. All not representative, I guess, because it's initial parts of the session. So we have still a lot more to go in the session. We have about 12 minutes left. And as I say that, Abhi, who is driving, I'm not sure which car he's exactly driving, but yeah, he's retired. I think it's a Red Bull. He's retired on the final penultimate corner, on the exit of the penultimate corner. And yeah, that's just unfortunate. And he won't be able to put in a lap time as well because he's not put any lap time till now, and that's put him at the bottom. And as we say that Eitzel has a spin, he just gets out of the way of Shashank, I think, who is trying to get onto another hot lap. So now that it's a wet session, Yadi, they don't really need to do in the race. I mean, they don't need to do any kind of pit stops. So, do you think there'll be drivers going into trying out for a wet session? Sorry, a full wet to the end of the race.
That is possible, or you could bet on that the track will dry up by the time the race is ending, and somebody can maybe pull out a short stint on the softs or mediums.
Well, I'm not 100% sure about that. The forecast did surely tell, it's a full wet race. Probably they might shift to inters. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, they'll be on full wets for sure at the start of the race, and they might progress to inters through the race, probably in the end of the first few laps itself, because the forecast showed the same conditions as what it's in quali after the first 10 minutes. Well, some drivers have improved, likes of Montero, who's gone P3 with a 27.8. And as I say, that Meerkat Initiate goes 27.2, 4/10 faster than his than RB Ferrello, who's done a 27.6 and is in P2. So Meerkat Initiate is on provisional pole at the moment. SSJassassin 27.3 over there, which is still about a 10th. Yeah, he's a 10th off approximately from Meerkat Initiate. So yeah, pretty close between these two. They've been putting in the lap times on and on. We'll have to wait and see how it goes over here. Eitzel right now trying another lap, probably unleashed, probably at the end of his lap over here. Yeah, I think he is at the end of his hot lap. Hasn't set a lap time yet. Let's have a look how good his lap times are.
129. So yeah, that's not going to make much of a difference.
Absolutely.
We have Montero here going across the last corner, and is it an improvement? No, I guess.
Well, I wanted to ask how you do your qualies when you've not done a lot of F1 on this track, I believe. That's what you told. So
yeah.
if it's a wet quali session, usually drivers just put on a bunch of fuel, load it up, and put on one set of tires, and they just go out and keep doing multiple laps continuously. They don't go to the pits, unlike what Paras seems to be doing right now, probably because of his wing. He has a damaged yellow wing on the left. So he's just trying to go back to the pits, get on a new set of wings, new set of tires, and probably go to the end of the session after coming out. Multiple laps.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's raining, it's cool, takes a lot of time to get the tires up and running. And you want to be doing lap after lap because as you gain confidence around the corner, you find where the limit is. And, it's just a longer running is far better in wet conditions.
Makes sense. So that's what our drivers seem. Most of our drivers seem right now. And as I say, that Abhi 20 goes to P with a 127.5, which is about not even a tenth, like half a tenth, I think.
Yeah. Half a tenth, yeah.
Yeah, about half a tenth above or faster than RB, who is right now on a lap. Almost gets impeded over there, but stays.
Montero puts in a lap for P2.
Ooh, RB pretty useful over there that the game did not give him a track cut, but now it might give him a track cut. No, it doesn't, and he stayed. He has 2 corners to go to complete his lap. He was about a tenth and a half away from the pole lap. Let's see how well he improves because he has personal best everywhere, and he must be floating the accelerator around there.
That
Definitely.
was close.
definitely going to be helping him there. And he goes P4, a decent P4,
A decent lap.
27-4. Yeah, absolutely. Faizan in the meantime, 28-2. Definitely not yet put in his best lap. And as I see that, I think that's RB
RB
Ferrello there who
Ferrello
spun
spun
around. Yeah.
around.
Well. We have the Alfa Romeo Faizan, who's currently equal on points with the driver in P3, which is SSJassassin, if I'm not wrong. Faizan seems to have shown a lot of pace in this season and throughout the season, and he still has a few races to go. Let's see how his season turns out. But right now, he's not driving anywhere close to trying to ramp up his challenge for the title. He's still in P8 with a 128.2. Got about a second of a difference between him and P1. And as I say that, I just noticed Avi20 goes P1 with a 127.93, which is just 4,000s faster than Meerkat Initiate's lap time.
Oh, that's close. Meerkat is also on an outlap. He's trying to get back at Abhi here. As we see Faizan going through what seems like to be the last sector, yes.
Final corner, he's rounding it off, trying to go on the throttle as early as possible. He slammed the throttle open mid corner, which means he's having much more grip over there. Does a 127.8, which is around 4/10 of an improvement, and I guess that should probably be his best lap time at this point, but that's just a P7. He'll definitely try to improve. But moving on to the Ferrari of Shashank, who has no wing, he seems to have lost it somewhere and lost his front wing. So he'll be trying to get back to the pits. He has about 5 minutes remaining. Let's wait and watch how his quali goes. Meerkat Initiate, on the other hand, I think he's gotten a fresh set of tires on the car. He's probably carrying a little lesser fuel, and he's on his out lap. Gonna round up the final corner and start his hot lap now. Let's stay on board Meerkat for the rest of the lap probably and check out how his lap sums up, because on fresh tires the amount of grip you can find once you have the confidence, and as I say that, I've jinxed him. He's completely spun around. He's
Yeah,
lost it and he has to do another out lap now. So, well,
at least he didn't get any damage to the car.
absolutely, that's a nightmare to be honest, because of the time left especially.
Yeah, so now we are on board with Paras. Going around the last sector as well. Paras is in currently P9, 128. So, oh, he seems to have run the fastest middle sector.
Absolutely, you just noted it, and he seems to be having the fastest middle sector, which has just been stolen by Abi20.
Abhi.
But nonetheless, I think Paris has just gotten one of the best laps he can put in over here. Keeps it just on track, and I think across the line he goes P6 with a decent 127.4. That's a very close pecking order up in front, at least till P6 for sure, because they have about a tenth between each other, and a few, in certain cases, half a tenth, a few thousands. And as we say that, a 126.3 from Abi20 over there.
Absolutely
Oh.
smashing the timing charts there, and now we're on with SSJassassin.
Who's gone
So
three
fastest first
tenths?
sector.
Exactly,
Faster.
he's gone faster by 3/10. I'm guessing that is over Avi20's lap time, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and watch. He's just gotten too much of that curve, but I still think he has some pace and some time. And Electrip again in the middle of the road, just almost gets out of the way, but I hope that's not curbed SSJassassin space, because he seems to have just a personal best in the second sector. And rounding up the final two corners, sticks to the inside, goes wide, straight lines the exit, and then quickly goes to the outside to get a good run on the final corner. And getting a little squirmy on exit over there from the final corner, goes P2 with a 126.5. Well, decent lap time. The lap times are falling a lot now, and I think the track is just ramped up.
Yeah, could be. Montiero has just put in a personal best in the second sector. Let's see what he has to offer here. And was that Abhi moving out of the way? Yeah, seems so. Coming out of the last corner, flat out on the throttle, and we have a
126.9.
126.9.
Well, RB seems to be in a hurry to get his outlap done, probably, or he had an invalidation. Now he wants to get to the second lap quickly.
Quicker.
Yeah, he has the time. He doesn't have to worry about it. He just has to get to the line now, and he'll have one lap.
Oh, that's a big gap between teammates, isn't it?
Well,
Abhi in
absolutely.
P1 and PK in P10.
Absolutely. Avi definitely, we know, is a proven factor. He's a fast driver. He has a lot of pace. And yeah, he's probably where he rightfully deserves to be. And as we say that, Electric right now squirming out of the exit of the final second penultimate corner, and he has probably gotten to do an extra lap. RB going pretty deep and wide over there. I don't know if he will be able to continue with the lap time. It seems to be the case. He is being able to do the lap time, and he's going deep everywhere right now. He's trying a V line, or if he's just missing his braking points, I'm not sure. But we'll wait and watch how the first sector times come up for him. Well, he's 5/10 off pace. If he can cut across the track again and make it to the finish line, he'll probably be able to improve, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to do that. Paras right now, getting over the first corner, and yeah, he's gone off track in a spin, and that is the end of his quali most probably at this point. We have Montero, who's right now definitely on a hot lap.
Trying his best, keeping it close, and yeah, seems to be going pretty good so far. Oh no, it's 3 tenths down on his lap.
I don't know what is happening right there, but well, there is someone who's putting in the fastest sectors, and SSJassassin seems to have improved his second sector to the fastest on the grid. He's currently on the final penultimate corner, coming up to the final corner. Let's wait and watch how well he's able to improve with that fastest middle sector. Hopefully it's not a game glitch, but yeah, SSJassassin gets a very good exit over there. Goes across the
And
line,
takes
goes
the pole.
Oh my god, that's a 126-2. Beautiful middle sector over there, probably because his first sector was not the best of sectors for him in today's session. Second sector was a purple sector, and yeah, and we have Montero, who's right now rounding up the final corner. He will be staying with a 126.6 and stays P3. Paras right now, 2 yellow sectors. I'm not sure if he'll be able to improve much in the final sector, but we'll have to wait and watch. RB as well, first sector full yellow. So
Yeah, everybody seems to be going yellows in their first sectors at least.
well, second sector also seems to be pretty down. So not really sure if he'll be able to move over there. And Paras and RB20 right now retiring from the session because that's almost quality done for everyone. Heisenberg, RB Ferrello, who's the only driver on the track on a hot lap. He has the best personal best on Sector 2 and Sector 3, and that pushes him to P4. Brilliant final lap from him and gets him on the second row of the grid. That'll be a better place to start from. And hopefully, being in a Mercedes, I hope he doesn't do what Bottas has done and he gets a good run into turn 1. But yeah, that's your quali finished. Let's read out the order for you guys. We have SSJassassin in P1. We have Abi20 in P2. We have Montero in P3, RB Ferrello in P4, Paras in P5, Meerkat Initiate in P6, Shashank in P7, Heisenberg in P8, Unleashed in P9, and we have BK19 in P10. That's the top 10 rounded off for you. We have Garlic Butter. Sorry, I couldn't read that name. But yeah, the rest of the grid over there, the bottom 5, we'll check it out on the grid itself. There was Faizan Shashank and his teammate in the Ferrari, for sure. It still seemed to have been in the bottom 5 as well. But nonetheless, we will see how it changes in the race because it's a full wet condition. And yeah, that definitely mixes up the order. There's a lot of mix up. There's a lot of possibility of incidents on lap one as well. Let's hope they keep it clean into turn one. As we wait for our drivers to load into the session, let's hope the game doesn't throw any kind of tantrums. And yes, thank goodness it's taken us in. Well, the drivers have a minute's time to set up their car, the setup changes that can be done post park firme. That is basically where your setup gets locked after you go out on a quali run, and from there on you can probably change front wing angle, you can change diff settings, differential settings, and your tire temperatures, and nothing else. Tire pressures, I'm sorry, nothing else other than that. They can also select strategy, which in this case it's thunder showers initially, so they should be starting on the full wets until unless someone is ballsy enough to try and stay on the inters, survive the first 10 minutes or so, which is about 8 laps, 7 laps, and after that they will probably be able to stay out and not pit at all, which means that they will probably be better placed, but we're not sure. We don't know if anyone will be able to do that, the game being pretty tough on trying different strategies like this where you do an inters on a full wet condition.
Okay, and now we're heading off to the grid finally.
Well, it's lights out for the formation
There we
lap.
go. For the
Yeah.
formation lab at least.
So yeah, your bottom five is, well, there seems to have been a mistake I've made. Shashank is P7, so I was wrong about that. Garlic butter manan. Oh, okay. Garlic butter manan. I see what you've done over there, mate. But he's P11 at the moment for Ferrari. We have Faizan, who's P12 for Alfa Romeo. Not the best of qualies for him, and he is P4 in the championship, locking horns with Streeter on 74 points. Who's not there today. So Streeter's absence probably the best chance for Faizan to capitalize on it, and he seems to be starting P12. So we'll have to see how well that goes. Eitzel in P13, and yep, we seem to be having a black screen as we get back to the lobby. Electrip in P14 and Abhi in P15. There seems to be no rain at all on the screen. I just see a slight drizzle. That's pretty confusing from what I saw on the forecast, but that means they're all going to be starting on the inters. If you can quickly have a look at the tire graphic.
Yeah, they're all starting on inters.
Yep, they seem to be on the inters. Excellent, thank you. So inters for everyone. We will go to positions changed after the first few corners, maybe after lap 1. We will also try and have telemetry on so that we can see how these guys are taking the wet conditions on a few laps later, because lap 1 is going to be super exciting. Electric seems to be pretty far back over there, and so is the Aston Martin. Is that? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the. There seems to be an Alpine back over there. Is it an Alpine or is it the Williams of Eitzel? I'm not sure. Yeah, it is the Alpine of Barras. I think he's had a spin somewhere during the formation lap.
Oh, let's hope he didn't pick up any damage.
Yep, and we will stay on Paras because he's the last one to be lining up on the grid. You won't pick up damage anyway, Yaddy, during the formation lap. Anywhere you crash, it's no damage. The only thing that happens is tire wear. Yeah, the only thing happening is tire wear. But as we wait for the lights now, as Paras has lined up on the grid, hopefully there seems to be one car over there which seems to be out of place, but I'm not sure if that's going to cause an issue. Well, we do luckily have the lights coming on. We have 3, 4 and 5 lights on. Lights out and away we go. Assassin seems to be having a very bogged down start over there, and there's a car over there stalled on the grid. I'm not sure whose car that was. Paras seems to be desynced and cut out of the session, and he's gone P last. Assassin stays P1. There seems to be a McLaren over there. I think Heisenberg sending it down the inside, gets P4 from the first corner, moves up 4 positions, seems to have had a brilliant start, and there's a pack of cars back there, and there seems to be struck Red Bull over there who's gone off track. He'll be rejoining and has wing damage for sure. In the meantime, over there, some wheel-to-wheel action over there. Down the inside was a try from Meerkat Initiate, I think, but they stay clean over there. Well, there will be some drivers going wide, as we can already see, because of the fact that it's wet conditions. Going wheel-to-wheel on this track is one of the toughest things you can see. As we can see over there, close contact between Eitzel and Paras over there. Paras gets the better of Eitzel over there, and he is ahead in P13 now. A bad start for Paras over there. And let's not forget, looking at the changes in position, we have Heisenberg, who's gotten 4 positions. Towards the end of the lap we are at the moment. He's not lost much of time to the drivers ahead as well. He's close to RB, who's just gone a little deep, and he will be trying to get back at him pretty soon. We also have Faizan, who is in P8 right now, made up 4 positions. A good start for him. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on the start. And Electrip, who's gotten 3 positions and is in P11 right now. Wheel to wheel out of the final corner over there, Paras with Garlic Butter Manan, and he's going to be side by side with him going into turn 1. Who is going to be the latest of the late breakers? Some hesitant turn over there from the Ferrari driver, but he's pretty respectful over there. Gets slight wheel bang, and Paras makes that move and goes to P11 right now. Garlic Butter Manan loses a position, and Paras is on damage limitation. And as we see that the Ferrari powered cars over there, and that's huge shunt over there from BK19, I guess, on Faizan, and he just reverses on track. Yes, Yadi, go ahead.
Nothing. I just for a second thought he was going to take out the Red Bull, but then it just went straight through it. That was lucky.
Absolutely lucky over there. But as we can see now, Meerkat Initiate, somewhere in the middle of all of this, I've missed out, has gone all the way down to P14. Somewhere or the other, he's dropped a lot of places. I'm not sure how. But nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on the battle right now, going through Sector 2 between Garlic Butter Manan and Eitzel. Well, I don't know much about Garlic's pace and driving, but yeah, we'll be able to see a lot of that today, I hope. Battle for P3. Well, they're close. They're not within a second of each other. RB seems to be losing and gaining time a lot. It's fluctuating a lot for him. I'm not sure. I think in the braking zones he's gaining a lot of time, and maybe not. Like, it looks like he's gotten back that time, or Abhi has made a mistake somewhere, because the gap between him and Assassin has increased by about 5 tenths over there as well. There seems to be some wheel-to-wheel action over there between an Alpine and a Mercedes over there. They're going through Sector 1 wheel-to-wheel. Electrip sends the Alpine of Paras wide, but Paras stays on track. They're being pretty elbows out, but no incidents as of now, so good for them. Eitzel is a close Eitzel is close to pick up any kind of free spots he's going to get out of this battle if there's an incident, and we'll wait and watch how that goes. As we can see over there was a Red Bull that cut a few corners on track, but let's wait and watch how from Eitzel's POV how these two drivers are going to be battling it out through this sector, because it's one of the toughest to follow over here, and it is tough to overtake as well. Garlic Butter Manan seems to have gotten some pace out of nowhere. Right now on his personal best lap time right at the moment, and that's a pretty good twist in the prediction, because I thought it's going to start on full wets, but now there's a prediction that in 5 minutes it's going to start thunder shower. There's going to be thunder shower kind of rains, and that means that they'll have to go into the full wets. So
that's going to shake the grid up.
Yeah, that's definitely going to, and I will also have to see who bets on staying a lap extra out or taking it a lap earlier so that they get track position. It all matters when it comes to these pit stops in the wet especially.
Okay, so Meerkat seems to have found time, just puts in a quick lap there, but he's still way down in the order, so I'm not sure how he's going to come up there. But this pit shake-up should help him out. As we have Electrip here going past Unleashed. Then Paras picking up pieces. And oh, that's close.
Well, that was very close over there. The drivers over 4 drivers over here. I don't know if I saw something up on the grid, like up ahead, but yeah, let's just talk about this. That was a close battle over there. Electric sending it down the inside on Paras. Sorry, on 8 still, I presume, or on Unleashed. I'm not sure now whom it was on.
Yeah,
I think it was on
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Unleashed lost 2 places to 8sil and Paras there.
Well,
Back to
that
back. And now is being hunted down by Garlic Butter. So that's something.
if we can go on board Unleashed and see if he has any kind of wing damage.
Oh, that was close. Unleashed just had got a little bit trigger happy there, had some wheel spin, and that has put Garlic Butter right on his tail. Into the braking zone, and does he take the position? Barely manages to stay ahead.
Well, he tried to stay late on the brakes, and oh, as we see over there, just over there, he's having much more pace than Unleashed. Now, pushing him through Sector 1 at the moment, and that's not something he wants to be doing because of the fact that it could turn Unleashed around, it could cause your wing to suddenly flick off, and if that happens, he's going to have tons of understeer from just a light green wing.
Oh, that was
pretty close over there. It's still trying to sneak and spook Electrip over there at the but turns out Electrip had better ideas and just shut him off over there. It's still
also
almost
has a 3-second time penalty, so you might want to start building a gap up now.
Absolutely. And as we say all of that, the gap up in front between SSJassassin, who's leading the race right now, and Abhi's gone up to 2.8 seconds. And further, as we see that, I think Electrip spun around somewhere. And yeah, on the penultimate corner, he seems to have spun around and fallen down to P13. I hope he doesn't push too hard on those short tires, because in the wets it'll take some time to heal and to cool down. So we'll wait and watch how he's able to come back over here. But in the meantime, Garlic Batamanan seems to be locked in a battle with the McLaren driver Unleashed. We'll have to wait and watch how this goes, because he's pretty close to the McLaren. He's definitely eyeing an overtake, but he knows for a fact that if he overtakes, he'll be giving Unleashed the slipstream, and Unleashed will be more, confident, and he'll be pushing to get the position back. So let's see if he's playing it safe at the moment. P10. Yeah. Meantime, Montero seems to have caught up to Heisenberg, and that's within a second of each other. And we'll have to wait and watch if he's able to make a move, because RB seems to be a little slow over here. He's about 2.3 seconds, 2.4 seconds away from P2. So he will be on his own when he's getting attacked by these cars.
So the race seems to have come to a stale. Oh, and Garlic Batamanan getting contact on Unleashed, making him go out of order, and finally sticking that overtake. I'm sure Unleashed will be wanting to come back at him now, but there seems to be too far behind on this occasion. And the gap seems to be going down. So let's see how that turns out. Montiero, on the other hand, chasing down after Heisenberg, who benefited largely from his 4 places that he gained on the starting lap, but now being chased down. Keeping it just under a second at the moment. BK19, another person who gained 3 positions on the opening lap, running in a good position at the moment. And we have 8 up 5 positions from where he started with the 3 second penalty, but he seems to have that covered. Paras, it's going to be a redemption drive for him, losing all those places, and then Garlic Butter Manan running away from Unleashed. So it seems like he got away from that contact unscathed, and Unleashed is now really close to Faizan, who's eyeing an overtake.
Absolutely, and Faizan seems to have found that exit. Yeah, let's see. And get the overtake done on Unleashed. In the meantime, up ahead, Heisenberg hasn't lost touch with RB at all. He's been able to keep it within a second, basically the gap between them, and that is helping him a lot because helps with strategy, helps with slipstream, doesn't help with the dirty air definitely, but I guess he's gotten that sorted out at the moment. Well, this is a close battle between Faizan and Unleashed at the moment, which is just ramping up. Let's go up to P4, where Heisenberg right now, as you can see, he has RB within his sights. He's lost some time over there. I don't understand how. He's gone from 8 tenths to 1.4 seconds. So I'm not sure if there was a mistake over there or if there was a glitch. But yeah, he seems to have lost a ton of time to RB, and I don't know if he'll be able to catch up at this point of time. He's gotten close to Montero, who is now almost within a second of the McLaren driver in P4.
And Montero also following close. Unable to catch. Oh, and gets quickly out of shape coming off turn 1. That was close. And now Heisenberg can have some breathing room. Back down in P9, Paras still hunting down 8 cylinders, trying to get close to where he started the race initially. And comes really close, brakes slightly, and manages to continue following him.
Meerkat Initiate as well seems to be pretty close to Electrip. So we have both mobile, and yeah, it's pretty close. As you can see, they're able to follow, but making the overtake is pretty important to get a good exit on the final corner so that you can try the overtake. But other than that, however close you are, unless you make a very unorthodox dive down the inside somewhere, it's pretty tough to go around this track and follow and think of an overtake anywhere else other than turn 1 at this point in time.
Yeah, especially with the puddles forming. Electrip gets a 3-second penalty there for running wide on the track. Meerkat follows suit. And we have over 5 drivers with penalties here, so some track cutting going on.
Absolutely, and in the wet as well, so there are high possibilities. As we let's stay on board me because close to Electric, the Electric trying to track as wide as possible exit, but now we'll see Meerkat Initiate getting a decent exit and trying his best to overtake Electric right now. Slipstream helping him only a little, and as I say that, Paras seems to have spun around, lost 2 positions over there.
Not a good race for him so far, as we see the Alpine of Meerkat finally trying to get past Electrip.
And yeah, he seems to have made the move at this moment of time. If we can quickly go away from the fastest lap times and check out their intervals, which will be great. And yes, that is what I wanted to see. Yeah, this seems to be the closest battle now. So is Paras versus Faizan. I don't know if Paras has any kind of damage over there. It seems pretty clean on the telemetry, which we have from the IRC side on the stream. It's on the left bottom, as you can see. It's pretty self-explanatory. The tires show the tire wear in terms of colors, and the rest of the parts that are in green, highlighted in green, are the front wing, the side pods, the engine temperatures, and the rear wing. It pretty much shows what we need to know if there's a little bit of damage on the car at all. I see someone diving into the pits. Looks like Unleashed, and he's on short tires. Not short tires exactly, but yeah, he seems to have gone into the pits for a fresh set of inters, presumably. And RB has spun as well, I think. And we have a VSC. No retirements, but excuse me. But Abhi seems to have lost a lot of time with that. Lost a front wing as well. Will definitely be diving into the pits, and the VSC should help him. And as we say that, he spins right off the track, and he's retired from the session as well. That is so. That is unfortunate. That was so weird. He hit the track. I mean the barrier on the right. He was pretty much slowly moving away from it, and then suddenly the wheel decides to pop out of the car, and I think that's the end of his race. He's going to be P15 alone, and yeah, there's nothing we can do. And as I say that, Abhi20, who is in P2, has given a 7-second lead to SSJassassin on the VSC restart at the ending of VSC. He's gotten a drive through for probably. This is just unfortunate. I have no words. From P2, he's going to lose a lot of positions. Now he's going to lose a position to RB, to Hessenberg. Probably Montero has gone into the pits. I'm not sure if Abi20 is also going to try and just do the drive through. But yeah, we'll have to wait and watch.
So Abhi is just exiting the pits, I guess. Oh no, he goes in for the stop. Oh, that's Montero. So gets a quick tire change, out up in front, garlic butter naan running in P8, benefiting from those pit stops and drive-throughs. Paras down in P10, trying to stay close to Faizan here, maybe thinking about an overtake. Goes really close, downs to the inside, and it's contact. Shoves Faizan off the track. Not quite off the track, but still there was some contact there. Faizan with tires that seem to be holding up just fine at the moment, but they're not going to last long. And Paras is just speeding up from the distance. He must have gotten some sort of damage from this contact for Paras to gain distance so quickly.
Well, like you said, we have to check it out because we have Montero as well, who's going to be. Oh, and he's on full wets. Montero's on full wets, so that means that it has gone into the thunder shower phase of the race. He should be able to catch up pretty fast to these drivers right now because he can see about 2 right in front of him. And there'll be 2 more performances. 2 more. Sorry, what was I going to tell? Even I forgot. Brain freeze. Blank space. Let's go back to this. He has 2 more positions to get out of this so that he's not blocked. And as we say that Faizan seems to have spun around and lost a part of his wing. He should quickly try and get into the pit so that he doesn't lose too much time. We see Hazenberg was pit.
Hazenberg has pitted. There are drivers going in for their full wet tires. The thunderstorm phase has arrived for sure. And you can see the aquaplaning there from 8th Sill, who's deciding to stay on inters at the moment. Can you see the tires for the grid first? So yeah, quite a lot of drivers are actually still on inters. The first 6 drivers of the grid. As we've seen, those are 12 lap old inters and the race has intensified. So we will be seeing the race leaders coming into the pits soon as Faizan sticks an overtake on Electrip. Both on full wets. Electrip's trying to come back here. But drifts out wide of the track and Faizan just runs away into the distance.
Well, we'll wait and watch how that goes on because Electrip is no as well catching. In the meantime, I think PK19 has entered the pits. There seems to be a crash for Paras over there because he's dropped all the way back to P14 and his car seems to be beached over there. I don't know if his
That's
car
not
will be able to move. There is a VSC right now, and Paras has left the session. That is just unfortunate. His car seemed to have been beached, and he was not able to move the car. And now he's left the session as well. I'm not sure why, but yeah, now he has triggered a VSC, which I don't know if it's going to hamper or change anyone's strategy or race. They could probably think about going to the full wets right now, but for how long is what is the question? Because if you're going to pit and get just 2 laps to drive, and you have to pit again for inters, gonna be it's gonna be pretty frustrating. You might as well try and hold on for your wet driving, or driving in the full wet conditions with inters. And as we say, that BK19, who's in P9 right now on fresh wets, seems to have gotten a drive-through penalty on the start, the VSC restart, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. He tried to serve it right now, and yeah,
SSJassassin in the lead here with a huge gap over RB Ferrello, over 8 seconds. And then the field has actually spaced out itself out a lot as the rain starts setting in. And we see somebody 8 cylinders having a spin there. Might be the signal for him to just change his 13-lap old inters for full wets here, because those tires do not look good. And yeah, he's coming into the pits for his tire change now. Garlic Butter Manan also getting his tire change done. The top 4, however, still on 14-lap old inters and still keeping pace. So it's really a question of whether you can hold it together in the wet, or do you just need the tires. You can see drivers with new full wet tires coming out onto the track. And the field is starting to come together too at the moment, because we have, I think, a 3-second gap between Abhi20 in his inters and Heisenberg on his 1-lap old wets. Shawshank has come out in P3 from all of this. That's surprising. And the leader is finally coming in for his tire change. So I think it is about time. We should see P2, P3 and P4 coming in for their tire changes soon. Oh, actually no, RB Ferrello decided to just zoom past SSJassassin there. Meerkat gets a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings as SSJassassin comes back out onto the track. 10 seconds behind RB Ferrello, so let's see if that helps him get his pit stop without taking any damages, while Heisenberg seeks an update on Monteiro, and Shawshank also drops from P3 to P6 trying to take his pit stop. So Abhi here seems to be getting out of shape out of turn 3, I believe, and being hunted down by Heisenberg on his full wets. Let's just see how that goes.
well, on the other hand, in P7 we have Shashank set of, and I don't know whether track is drying up. As we say that, pretty well, that was a good move from Meerkat initiate to brake and let the driver pass, because
Coming really close there, so inters have definitely stopped working. Shawshank is on new inters for some reason. And Meerkat with his 3-lap old wets, so they should be coming up to temperature, giving him the pace that he needs, and he's trying his best to get past Shawshank. And Shawshank just wiggling all the way on track there. So Meerkat is being followed very closely by Garlic Butter Manan, who's waiting to just pick up the scraps from this battle ahead of him. Meerkat dives for the inside. Shawshank just keeps his place. One mistake from anyone here and this could turn into an absolute derby. Garlic Butter Manan tries to go down the inside to take the position from Meerkat there as we come around the final corner. So, no, Meerkat and Garlic still trading blows. Meerkat finally blows past Shashank, and so does Garlic Butter Manan. Overtakes his Ferrari teammate and tries to go for a type bomb with Meerkat, but fails to go ahead. So Meerkat still maintaining his position somehow, while Shashank is under attack from BK19. So maybe those inters were a bad idea. And yes, the Haas of BK19 is now ahead of Shashank.
Well, in the meantime, let's have a quick look on how the battles around are. Who is below 2 seconds gap.
And Monteiro goes past Abhi, who's on his old inters. Maybe it's time he come in for a change as well, because tires look pretty short. And yes, he's clearly losing lap time there, because Monteiro just seems to be pulling away at this point in time, and Abhi continues to stay on his old tires. Interesting strategy. Abhi and RB are the only two people who haven't had their stops yet. They're on 17 lap old inters at the moment, and they seem to be holding just fine. So you wonder whether it's a question of the rain or the skill. Right now we have SSJassassin trying to cut down his time to RB Ferrello, chasing him down. RB, of course, not electing to take his pit stop when SSJassassin did, and gaining track position because of it. SSJassassin is closing in, so those inters are not working very well for RB at the moment, and we wonder we might see our overtake soon here. He's just about 2 tenths behind as they come down to the last sector. This looks like an overtake. Oh, and there's contact. There's front wing contact between SSJassassin and RB Ferrello, and SSJassassin sticks the overtake, finally gets past RB here, and RB might want to start reconsidering a new set of tires now. SSJassassin pulls away, and he gets all squiggly coming out of the last corner. Inters not being the right choice. As you can see, his front tires are starting to go by quite a margin compared to the previous ones. So Electric seems to have had a spin here and is losing positions because of it. Faizan capitalizes it, picks up another place, but he's still 22 seconds behind the next car. So that's going to be some catching up for him to do. I still don't understand RB's strategy of not coming in at the moment. What do you have to say about that, Harshit?
Well, pretty ballsy, I must say, because 1 second, let's just have a look at this. Garlic Butter Manan have had a spin into turn 1 exit. But let's go back to what you were asking. 18 lap old inters, he seems to be pushing it to as late as he can go, because that will be putting him at a lower, I mean, he will be at a disadvantage at the
What's up,
moment.
lads?
Well, hi there, Moto. We have our very friendly Moto on stream right now. Hello, Moto. How are you?
What's up, man? How's the race been? I missed out on commentary tonight.
Well, we seem to have lost him as well. But yeah, I think he'll be back pretty soon. Let's just go back to what we were talking about. We're talking about RB staying out for 19 laps. If you can notice over there, even the Haas of RB20 has stayed out for the same number of laps, and I think these drivers are just trying to go and hit out for a safety car somewhere. So we have to wait and watch how the safety car situation turns out to be, if there will be a safety car, if there will be any incidents. But yeah, let's wait and watch. as the race goes on. And we have Meerkat initiate from P9 diving into the pits right now. He's probably going on to a set of inters. We'll wait and watch what he is on about in P10 right now. So if not for a late safety car, then they'll have a beautiful set of tires for the last probably 5 or 10 laps. The likes of RB and AB20, and they should be able to make up a lot of time because of the tire difference, the grip levels that they're able to get out of the fresh tire, the brand new tires.
Okay, so we'll be waiting to see how that strategy pans out by the end of the race. And we have Eitzel getting past Meerkat thanks to his pit stop there, and he seems to have gone on a set of inters. Yes.
Well, so it looks like the weather is reduced. Yellow flag somewhere. The Alpines seem close to each other. They qualied very well. They had a very good quali session. They were probably P6 or 7, P6 and 7 or P5 and 6. But in the race, they seem to be struggling, barely finishing and spinning a lot. So they have P12 and 13 at the moment for each other, with a split strategy of Meerkat initiate on the inters and Paras on the 6-lap old wet tires. As we can see over here, Unleashed catching up to AB20 by a lot because of the fact that AB20 is on almost 20 lap old inters, and Unleashed seems to be on 9-lap old wet. So definitely more grip in the wet tires at the moment between these two. But yeah, we should wait and watch how AB20 is able to utilize the fresh tires that he's going to put on, or end the race in the same manner that he is trying to right now. A crash somewhere for a Mercedes driver. Electro
spins around, and I think he took some damage there as well.
Not 100% sure. The telemetry didn't really show anything to us. He's on fresh set inters. So yeah, let's see how it progresses for him over here. Beautiful helicopter shot over there between the McLaren and the Haas. Unleashed following pretty close. Seems to have, I think, RB has gone to the pits. Electrip was the driver they were passing, so Electrip seems to be lapped right now. He also must be diving into the pits. So RB going into the pits right now. Fresh set of enters. He's committed to the strategy. He's going to go to the end of the race with 13 laps to go. Let's see how he's able to ramp up the pace.
So that leaves us with Abhi, and there's Electrip seems to have lost his front wing.
He has had an unfortunate situation over here when he's retired from the session on track.
That's
just sad. So he's tried to go into the pits with a damaged front wing, seems to have overshot it or spun around, gone straight, and now he can't enter the pits again, and now the car is stopped in a dangerous position. I don't know if the game is gonna give it a safety car, because I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, doesn't seem like it. Luckily the car has been cleared, and yeah, we can wait and watch how it goes now. Unleashed again within touch of AB20 over here. Both of them not on the best of tires at the moment, because AB20 is on old tires, 21 lap old inters, whereas Unleashed is on 10 lap old wets, and will probably start overheating towards the last 5 laps if he stays on them, because there's not enough water to cool it off, but there's just enough grip to get close to AB20 and probably the move on AB20.
He comes close, but Abhi manages to hold him back till. That's some really good driving on those old tires.
Absolutely. AB20 seems to be having a calm mind. Let's hope. We have a yellow flag in sector 2. There seems to be a slow, and we have a virtual safety car. Well, it seemed to be Paras who had a spin, but I'm not 100% sure.
This has not been a good race of Paras, has it?
Nope, and he seems to be disconnected as well. I am not sure when he disconnected, but He's going to get lapped right now by the lead car of SSJ Assassin. It's a VSC still. Abhi 20 and Unleashed are going to stick together in VSC. You reduce your race speeds by a lot and maintain that gap which you had before the VSC was called. That is the ideal method to do it. But you can, in the game, you have a delta to follow. So if you're able to stay close to that delta in the positive, in the green part, basically you don't be faster than a particular speed that they pre-prescribed for this. I'm not sure what is it. There's a percentage for it about how much slower the lap time should be, or the pace should be around 1 lap. So they just have to abide by it and stick to the delta. And as we see there, Unleashed getting very close to Abhi 20. I'm not sure about what was going on over there, but Unleashed seems to be very close. There seems to be yellow flags
In all
on
three
all.
sectors for some reason.
Yeah, yellow flags in all three sectors. But the VSC seems to have ended, and we are green flag right now. So Unleashed trying to get the best of uh, Abhi 20 over here. He's trying to stick to the inside, little compromised on the exit in that particular line that he's tried to take. But Abhi 20 got it a little too good to, keep it right there. If he parks the car on the chicanes right now and defends like a lion in Alonso's words, then I think that'll be a feat. That'll be a commendable feat because he's on 23 lap old Inters right now. So let's see how he is planning to take on the rest of the race over here. RB in the meantime losing time, gaining time. Not sure if he's able to make up the time on Unleash itself, but we'll have to wait and watch if he and check out his progress through the next few laps because there's about 10 laps left in the race. Montero seems to be closely following. Right now, there's the battle for P2. Both of them doing pretty fine at the moment. No incidents. Montero trying to take a wide line over there to get a better exit, I guess, or to cool down the tires. I'm not really sure. But he's on 10 lap old wets, right? 11 lap old wets right now. And that could possibly start getting overheated, maybe because of the way the weather has changed. But let's wait and watch how it goes. Abhi 20 has dived into the pits right now. Means that'll let Unleash lose, and he has a 17 seconds to the driver ahead. Abhi 20 will be losing a couple more positions maybe. He's lost 2 positions, one to his teammate BK19 and one to RB Ferrello. RB Ferrello right now in P5. He has only a 2.8 second gap to the driver ahead. That's Unleashed. So he brought that 4-second gap to a 2-second gap right now, which is commendable, and I hope he's able to do it on pace alone and not Unleashed slowing down due to having old wet tires. Well, we have Moto back in the car. Well, I don't know what happened. It went disappeared. So, for Moto. There you
I'm
go.
here.
Hello, Moto.
Yeah, what's up, Harry? How's the race been so far?
Race has been pretty fine till now, and been a little on and off, I must say. But yeah, it's full wet. The full quali is wet, and as we say that, Montero seems to have dived into the pits. Let me just cut you off over there. Montero has gone into the pits from P3 right now.
Probably time for Inters, no?
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was thinking of as well. Unleashed has gone into the pits for a fresh set of Inters. That puts RB and V20 in a very good position because RB in fact 3 laps earlier had pit in for fresh Inters, and now he's gone up to P3. That undercut working brilliantly over there, and yeah, that's really good.
Maybe he just asked Jeff a bit before and he chose to make the call a bit earlier, get the advantage. Because Inters on full wet condition, track conditions aren't that slow. Like the delta isn't that bad. So he's played the right call there.
Well, that's some information for me because I was trying to understand if driving on wet
Harry, I think your mic is clipping a bit.
is it now? Is it?
It's fine now.
Yep. Sorry about that. So I was telling that I was trying to understand if the game would let you drive with inters on. Wait a
Oh,
second.
Montez retired.
That.
He just made the call for inters and he's binned it somewhere, I think.
Oh,
And
there
that's
you
a safety
go.
car, yeah.
Safety car has worked perfectly for Assassin and Heisenberg, who
Oh yeah.
were. Yeah, that's just unfortunate for the drivers behind. I think RB was trying to shut that gap down, but yeah, it's fine now because he should be able to.
So Montero probably thought, I'm going to cut you off there, but Montero probably thought that he could push a bit harder because he was the first to make the right call. And I think that's kind of like paid off. He's suffered basically. He's DNF'd.
Absolutely, and as we say that, I think RB trying and get ahead of. Yeah, yep, there you go. That's very close between three drivers there, and I think that's a lapped car of Paras or Meerkat Initiate. I don't know who needs to be in
No,
P2
that's
or P3.
Heisenberg.
Now I'm talking about the car ahead. They were three wide.
Like some contact during the safety car here between the Merc and the McLaren. Ooh, that's going to be 5 seconds of both of them, no?
I am not sure. The game hasn't given anything as of now.
But Heisenberg has lost a bit of his end plate, if you can see in the telemetry there.
Oh my god, that is some spicy stuff happening on track. I think
some reports are definitely turning up for this.
Yeah.
Incident.
So to sum up what happened over there, RB was trying to push to get ahead of Heisenberg over there out of the pits. The position till where he can try and make the move is at the end of the pit lane, that pit exit line. And at that point, I think it was wheel to wheel, and it got a little too tough to
It's
judge.
sort of similar to what happened in Saudi, between Sainz and Perez, if you saw the race.
Oh yes, the safety car line too.
Yeah,
is where
exactly.
They decide.
And Perez couldn't give the position back during the safety car, so he suffered because he had to give it on the restart, and he lost out quite massively.
This is just unfortunate for Heisenberg. I think he should pit immediately so that he doesn't lose any more time. I don't know if he's gonna even do that right now. He seems to be very close. I don't understand why, but
he has made the jump into the pits. Though the safety car is heading out for still like another lap, so I think that's a bit of damage limitation for the McLaren driver.
Yep, he's trying to send it as close as possible to the safety car over there and go into the pits, but he's gonna lose a couple of positions, maybe even more, because of this, and that is just unfortunate. But on the contrary, that puts Shashank in P3, and if we can quickly, if I can request Couple to quickly show the positions changed from the start. I don't think Shashank was anywhere close to the top 5.
So 7 more laps on those 11 lap on inters. I think that's a bit sketchy. You could be stretching those tires,
Well, we have the positions changed. Shashank has gotten 4 positions up on where he started, he was in P7. Yeah, brilliant strategy call over there. I mean, it was not only the strategy over there; it was also that he could.
But he's going to hope for the inters to stay alive till the end because they are quite worn already. You can go to the tires, the number of laps. Yeah, you can see 11 laps in those tires.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I guess another because we 3 cars who have to catch up. Out of which I think, excuse me, I think Paras is still yet to catch up to the pack. He's a P11 right now. Everyone gets points right now with the new point system in IRC that we follow. The top 15 get points instead of the top 10, which means that in today's race, if you just finished the race, you would have gotten points. But again, finishing the race seemed to have been pretty impossible for 3 drivers over here already.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
and what's also interesting is, Harry, that everyone behind Shawshank is on at least 5 lap fresher tires compared to him. And even though it's hard to overtake on this track and in the wet especially, it's hard to overtake. But with that much of a tire advantage, we could be seeing some battles up ahead.
Well, then I guess all we can hope for is, some good defense, good attacking moves from the drivers behind Shashank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the safety car, as we expected, one more lap behind the safety car, and Yeah, I want to really see how he does over here because he's not been the fastest driver for sure on the grid, but he's always had such luck and he's kept it clean basically. I wouldn't say luck, I would say he's kept it clean in most cases and been able to make some moves and make up some positions. Now we'll just have to see how good he is with defending and placing his car at the right places on the track.
Yep, absolutely. And there's a cheeky comment here by Azim Banatwala in the comment section saying Haas are playing drive through survive. I'm guessing it's a reference to the Haas drivers picking up a lot of drive through penalties, if I'm not wrong, Harry. Has that happened in the race?
Yes, it has. I think RB20 did pick
Harry, I think your mic is clipping again. Could you repeat that? Yep.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
I'm sorry about that. I think RB20 definitely had a drive-through at the second VSC restart, and there was another car with the drive-through. I'm not sure who, but yeah, we'll have to check it out later.
Yep. And yep, go ahead, Harry.
Yeah, I think it was one of the McLarens who were on P2 and then a drive-through on the first VSC restart.
Oh.
So yeah. Well, we've entered the third sector, safety car in this lap. It has come up on the screens and Meerkat initiator Paras, I think has caught up just in time. And I don't know if
Paras is still on the wets. Yeah, he's still on the wets. The game is showing.
Exactly.
So it's a very strange decision. Yeah, maybe he thinks the weather's going to ramp up again, so he's going to sacrifice staying out. Maybe
I'm not sure, but the predictions did not show anything like that. But let's wait and watch how Assassin takes this race start. He's already started off. He's gone away from the rest of the field. He's gone on the throttle full, pedal to the metal. Gaps. All right, and as we say that, I think Meerkat Initiate has done a good job to try and stay over there. He's done something really wrong over there. I don't know what he's tried to do.
And that's thrown RB off as well, as he completely misses his braking for turn 1 and goes off onto the runoff, the exit.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was trying to point out. And he seems to be going deep everywhere. I don't know what's wrong with RB's braking today, but he seems to be going deep on every corner entry.
So I have spoken with him recently, and apparently he's got some pedal issues. So I think that he's trying to combat that, and clearly it's showing that he's struggling because of the pedals not working properly. But we can see further back, as I said, the tire advantage which Abhi has over Shawshank is coming into play, as he's only 5 and 6/10 around behind the Ferrari driver.
Alright, makes sense. And I think Paras is not in the session as well with us. AI based driving.
So no wonder he stayed out for the wets. Only the AI can do such a moronic call.
Absolutely. So removing Paras out of the equation, I think Meerkat Initiate, who's already been lapped, so both the Alpines will be finishing P11 and 12 most probably.
As you can see, Shawshank is struggling to stay. Well, there's no DRS, but he's struggling to stay within that 1 second window of RB for the slipstream. And you can see RB is just like itching away at that gap slowly and slowly. It's like equalized around 5 times as SSJassassin posts the fastest lap of the race on those fresh new winter tires.
Well, as we RB20 trying his best to get on Shashank. I don't see him still making a decisive move or getting a little closer, but he's staying within the half second, about half a second to Shashank.
Yep. And that's all you need to do to put on the pressure, which can be enough to like force the other driver in front so he can make a mistake, but yeah.
Well, I have to point out as well, RB20 has a 3-second time penalty to his name. So Shashank right now...
Shashank getting a bit wiggly out of the exit there, and he's tapped his rear there because that's the overspeed he had on those fresh tires.
Absolutely, and this is what I was talking about. Sector 2 just removes any amount of time you've made up to the driver ahead because of the dirty air, and yes, those conditions as well. So it's just so much of understeer, and then you suddenly get a little bit of snap oversteer. It's just that the magic of dirty air coming into play over here, or the curse of dirty air, I must say.
Absolutely, and it's bad enough in the dry, and again the wet, it's just worst. worsened. Sorry. And you can clearly see that as Abhi's like struggling to stay within touch of Shawshank. But SSJassassin is, I think he's in a league of his own tonight, and he's just putting in fastest lap after fastest lap, and just running away from the field.
Absolutely, but let's just get on board, stay on board up 20.
He sends it, trying to put Shawshank off, but doesn't quite get a good enough exit to overtake him. Unless, he's still behind the Ferrari driver. So Abhi's trying to like poke his nose around, make sure that Shashank knows that he's there right behind him, and it's just like slowly he's gonna like try and do that again and again to put him off.
Absolutely. In fact, he's done it a couple times, and both times he's managed to let Shashank lose time to RB. So, but now he seems to be gaining it back again. I don't know. I don't understand that. Yeah, he's gained 3/10 suddenly out of nowhere in one corner. It's like RB made a mistake somewhere, but this is just helping. I don't know, in a way, by putting pressure on Shashank.
But further down the grid, sorry to interrupt, Harry. I think HCL just made a move on. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Garlic Butterman. Okay, he's just made a move on the Ferrari of Garlic Butterman, and I think it was done in Sector 2. So a good overtake from the Williams driver there.
Absolutely, and that's Garlic Butterman it again. But yeah, you see the pun he's trying to put over there.
Yep.
Seems to be a garlic naan lover. But nonetheless, going back on board B20, getting very close to Shashank, that exit being very crucial for him to try and make an overtake. If you can quickly go on board Shashank to see his battery percentage, he seems to be having 50.
Yep. So ERS is going to be not an issue in the wet conditions, and on this track where you're braking so much and very few straights to like lose that, deplete that ERS. So the drivers won't be worrying about that, but they certainly do not want to activate it too early, otherwise that can happen.
Well, that is there, and now we also know that there is another driver trying to enter this battle, and that's BK19. And we also know very well that BK19 doesn't be in teams. He's a driver for himself on track. He drives for himself, gets positions for himself, and
absolutely.
That's a strong.
But if he's smart enough, he's going to play this smartly and just hang around behind because Abhi does have that 3-second lingering over him. So if I was in the team, I would like give swap position so that BK can try and get the podium because he doesn't have a penalty. But yeah, as you said, I don't think Abhi's going to allow that to happen.
Well, he's definitely trying to get past Shashank. I won't be surprised if he tries a late dive somewhere in the lap, probably in sector 3 corner. I forgot the corner number, or in the first corner. But we'll have
sector
to wait.
Sector 3, just after that fast right hand, you know.
Yeah. That one. So either that corner, it could be turn 1. But Shashank seems to be doing personal best lap times.
As you said that he got a pretty bad exit, and Abhi is like very close to him here, but just not close enough for a dive. Yeah.
He's still trying. He's trying to brake as late.
Again with his pedal issues, is just missing his braking point again and again into turn 1.
Well, that seems to be holding him back a lot because he's lost. He has a 5-second gap to SSJ, but leaving that apart, he's lost almost 7/10 to Shashank right now. Shashank already defending from Abhi, and BK seems to have
1.5 tenths between these two drivers. They are absolutely giving their all right now, and the Haas is just absolutely on it. He wants to get past this Ferrari, this ailing Ferrari.
He's very close. He's trying every kind of move. He's trying to even get some width into the chicane over there, as you with the steering input. That's just some mad driving over there through sector 2, and kudos to him for getting this close even in the dirty air.
Oh yeah, great driving from the horse driver here. And he doesn't want to be going wide too often because he already has the 3 seconds lingering over him. But yeah, he's absolutely pushing it right now. But further down the field, we have Faizan and Heisenberg going side by side into this corner, and Faizan makes a very nice and very neat move there. If I would say so, it was a very good move.
Good move for sure, but it's still waiting to pick up some scraps over here from that ailing or offline Heisenberg.
We have gone on to the last lap. Yeah, that's all I wanted to mention, and Harry can continue.
Yeah, and Eitz is going to try and get down the inside, just poke him a little, slightly maybe taps his rear and almost sends.
On the exit.
That was close. Good
He
save
tried to
though.
put the power down in second gear. What was he thinking? Of
Oh, I
course, he's
have
going to
to.
get.
I have to point out. I'm sorry. Can you see Meerkat initiate over
Yup,
there
yup.
from P12, trying to do a soft run over there,
I
and it's
think
still
maybe
drizzling.
he wants to get faster lap, but I don't think the track is quite dry enough for that to happen. He's just gonna struggle on the stars.
Absolutely.
Similar call to Vettel in Turkey, if I would say so, like where he pulled it on
Yeah.
medium, there's nowhere. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Abhi is just got 1.5 sectors left to overtake, and it's all or nothing in this last sector. Abhi's gonna have to push it all the way through. He's got 95% ERS left, and yup, he's absolutely on it.
Well, I don't see Abi trying to make a move because he's lost a lot of time.
Out of time, but HCL is eager to make a move as he taps the. But there's a driver swap between the Haas drivers. They actually went and did it. I can't believe it.
And now that's put him under pressure from Faizan over here. But Faizan, if he stays clean, will get the move anyway done. And he's trying to make a move down the inside over there, gets a brilliant exit. And gets the
What a
move done.
move. As Abhi drops down even further because of the penalties, but wow, that was a really good move from the Alfa Romeo driver there. On the last lap, might I add as well.
Absolutely. I want to see how Meerkat Initiate's doing on the
Yep.
on the track
You can
right
see
now.
from his steering inputs, he's just struggling to keep the car in a straight line on a straight as he goes for nearly a spin on the exit of that hairpin. But you can see he's just
He's trying to give us some
floating around,
Drift King vibes.
montage
pretty
to
well.
finish off the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna power slide. No, and he retired.
DNFs.
Oh my god, he won't. I hope he gets the point. Yeah, he finished 90% of the race, so he will get the points. Thank
What
God.
position did he finish?
P12.
Okay, so he does get points.
Yeah, he does
Top
get
15,
points.
yeah.
But nonetheless, we had SSJassassin drive a brilliant race, became P1 and led a lot of the race. I think except for one lap in the middle when he did go into the pits, he had a brilliant race and came P1. Very deserving win for him. We have RB Ferrello who came P2 with an ailing pedal issue, but still managed to finish on the podium with P2. Brilliant strategy call over there to pit for Inters. Shashank, who came P3, he's managed to stay in P3 for the Ferrari, and that's a brilliant. I must say that's a brilliant race from his side. Like really good drive from him. 18 lap or 19 lap
Yep.
old Inters as well
Inters,
in the
yeah.
end.
Really
So-
good drive from the Ferrari.
Absolutely.
And the drive of the day has been given to Faizan by the game, and I'm kind of on the fence between SSJassassin and Faizan. I think both of them drove really good races, and Faizan obviously with that last lap overtake, probably his best move he's ever done. I'd say so. And SSJassassin with an absolutely dominant drive. Who would you give to Harry?
Well, I was actually thinking about RB. RB had finished start P4, so I was thinking about Shashank actually, because he had to
Oh,
defend
yeah.
on pretty old Inters, and he was doing a pretty good job. He wasn't
And where
doing
did he
very
start?
late
I think he
moves.
started also quite far back.
P7,
No?
P7, he
P7,
started
yeah. So
P7.
that's
That's
a
a
lot
good
of
race, man.
nominees for drive of the day. Let's ask our viewers if they could put their own opinion or their own driver in the chat, and we can have a look at that as well.
Well, podium interviews around. We have one of our drivers over here.
The
That's
winner
it,
is in
winner.
the VC. We're just gonna have the other podium finishers soon, as I'll just tag them.
Well, brilliant race, I must say. It got a little more spicy after that safety car restart. A lot of close racing, basically trying to follow in the train, trying to make moves sensibly, which is really good. And also, we have to remember that the driving in the wet is not a joke, and these guys doing it so well. Really, hats off to these guys. Following in dirty air through sector 2, that is another thing altogether. And yeah. So we have all three drivers right now, the podium finishers with us. Let's ask or have a chat with our race winner, SSJassassin. Hi Assassin, how are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. I hope the same goes for you as well.
Yep, it's all good. So
Yep.
brilliant race from you. How did you feel about that quali lap? Because at the end you suddenly out of nowhere came with a 26er.
Yeah, quali was good, I guess. I mean, track evolution definitely helped improve my time from like by 7 or 8 tenths almost. I was actually surprised that Abhi, who I was competing with, had retired because I think he got caught off guard a little bit there. Like I just managed to get ahead of him by around 2 tenths. Yeah, it was a decent quali from me. Although I have to apologize to you, Harry. I had told you that I would be going ABS off, but I was not really confident in the wets, so I switched it back on again.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
That's
Played
negative
well.
points right there, but congrats.
There goes my DOD.
Nah, you still had a very dominant drive and a very good performance from you. So congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You were in a league of your own and you were constantly about 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, which was really nice.
Yeah,
So-
although I do have to mention a small bit, I think you guys might not have seen it. In the second last lap, lap 33, I think, I went and whacked the wall.
Oh, yeah, you
out
did
of-
lose a lot of time, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was turn 5 out of turn 5, and luckily I had light green damage only, because of which I lost 3 seconds to RB.
Yeah, you were like 6-ish, and then at the end it was around 3.2 seconds or something. I don't know.
Well, definitely lucky over there, but good race from you and kudos on the win. So
Yep.
Thank you.
moving
guys.
on to P2.
I think you take the lead of the driver standings as well, right? After this win.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so as well. I think he gets 36 points for the fastest lap and his win. I'm not
Oh,
sure,
okay.
but yeah. Anyway, moving on to P2, RB Ferrello. Brilliant race for you, RB. And yeah, you finished P4 with your qualifying, but that race start somewhere went wrong and you lost a few positions, didn't you?
Qualifying was good. That was the best I could have done. And for restart, I think I gear cut in between. So there was blue flags. So I couldn't do much. Also, Dan was on new inters and I was like 10 laps old inters. So he had the upper hand with clean air and everything. He was anyways quicker. So P2, I'm happy with P2 as well.
Well, brilliant. And that strategy call from you, pitting 3 laps before the switchover point from the wets to inters was a brilliant move as well, because that helped you get about the undercut bit.
Actually, I didn't pit for wets. I was on inters the whole race.
Oh,
So yeah. So
sorry.
I didn't pit for wets. That
yeah, I meant
in
to
wet
say that.
conditions, I drove on inters.
On inters, yes, I'm sorry. I meant to say that one pit stop that you made it at the right time, because the other drivers who were on wets had to pit and they chose the ideal time which the game would suggest, and you seem to have undercut a few drivers over there to get onto the podium.
Yes. I was actually asking Jeff continuously about the weather report, but he was saying like, okay, wets are the best tires for now. That was so
Jeff.
messed, but I took my own call.
Jeff is the dumbest race engineer I've ever had in my entire
True
life.
that,
I'm
true
asking
that.
for weather report and he's like, wet seem to be the best tire for us.
Yeah,
I want to know how much time is left until the rain dies down, and he's giving me these stupid tire strategies.
Yep, that's Jeff in a nutshell for you.
Well. So brilliant race from you as well, RB. And I heard
you
you had some pedal issues as well. So
Yep. Yeah, RB, you were missing your braking for turn 1 quite often. Was that related to the pedal issue? Or
it's
was it
yeah, because my dead zones are around 40, and so
Ooh.
and also it was like wet weather, and I was driving on inters as well, so that was the case.
Very well
Good.
adapted, though, I must say, with even that
Yes.
issue.
Yes.
So congrats on the podium.
Thank you so much.
yeah, brilliant drive from you, RB. Good P2 and very well-deserved P2 as well. But moving on to P3 right now, Shashank, unexpected. Was it unexpected, or were you really thinking of a podium today when you started the race?
Okay, I mean, honestly, I think I've been pretty average in this league till now, and I mean, so I knew I didn't have a lot of pay. I didn't think I would have a lot of pay because I didn't practice a lot. This weekend has been busy for me because of other engagements, and I just couldn't find the time to practice. But I sat down at like 7 and I did some ground. I did like a 5-lapper on ground and I was like, that's gonna be it today. But I think what really made the difference was that today was the first time that I didn't have the nerves when I was driving. I was totally focused on the race, and then obviously I also did the same thing. I did not pit for the wets at all.
We could say that you perform better in wet conditions compared to dry. Like you
Yeah,
had that
also, and I
surge
think
of
also
confidence?
just a mental game today. I think I was just not nervous and I was just sort of focused on the game more today. I think that really helped me
That's great,
bring my
man.
pace through.
Well, you keep growing, I must say. So every race you keep growing, and that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, a well-deserved P3 for you. You managed to defend from Abhi 20, who was on fresh inters at the
Yes, I
at
think
the
he has like
restart.
6 to 7 laps of fresher into it, at least.
Actually, to make it better for you, you were 11 lap old inters at
Oh
the
my
restart,
god.
and he was on fresh inters. So we expected you to defend well, but ultimately Moto felt the tire advantage would go in favor of P20. But you placed your car at the right places. You used your ERS at the right spots, and yeah, being wet conditions and Hungary, it was easy to regenerate as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So all in all, brilliant race from you, well managed, and a
Thank
well-deserved P3 for you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, anything else you wanna add in Moto about to the drivers?
No, man, nothing else. Just you summed it up there. Great race, Shawshank, and yeah, good tire conservation as well. And yeah, Abhi was attacking you like throughout the entirety of the like stage after
Oh yeah,
the
that was
safety car
super tense.
restart.
My heart was in my throat. Like
Yep,
that was
yep.
very, very close.
He was pointing his nose everywhere, and you just like stuck it. So well
Yeah.
done to him.
Yeah, thank you.
Well then, I guess that's it from the podium interviews right now. We
Yep.
have a top 3 for the Tier 2 race, round 8 at Hungary. Thank you everyone. Good night, and see you tomorrow for the Tier 3
One
race and Tier 1 race.
Yeah.
For both the races, again at Hungary. The Tier 3 race will be streamed at 2:30 p.m., whereas the Tier 1 race will be streamed at 8 p.m. as just as today, but on Sunday.
Yep. Tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you. Good night, and see you soon.
Bye.